Hello, everybody, and welcome to our presentation on addressing the signs that it's time to improve your accounting system. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy schedule to hear our presentation. We're excited to share with you some of our thoughts on accounting systems and how to make improvements to them. Our agenda today should roughly be 20 minutes or so. We'll tell you a little bit about Resultant, talk about digital transformation, looking for signs on when your accounting system is slowing you down, talk about some solutions, and then give you some ideas on next steps and where to begin. So with that, a quick overview of who is Resultant. We are a data technology and digital transformation company focused on helping our clients find the best solution. Although we're a technology company, we place a heavy emphasis on the people and the process around technology in order to deliver an overall great solution to our clients. At Resultant, our mission is to help our clients, coworkers, and communities thrive. We've got a few icons at the bottom there. Talk about our core values of empathy, fearless problem solving, deep expertise, and client focus. A little bit about me. I'm a 11-plus-year-old employee of the company. I'm a financial guy by background. I've been in the ERP financial systems space for about 14 years now, and I thrive on helping my teams and our client organizations use information to make better decisions. My team specifically is focused on helping our clients thrive by harnessing the power of more accurate, timely, and more relevant financial information in order to make better decisions. So with that, let's kind of dive into the core subject here of asking the question, is your accounting system slowing you down? And we're going to talk about two specific ideas that we see very common that are indications that your accounting system is slowing you down, and that being of reporting capabilities and integration challenges. So I don't know about you, but if you think about your end of the month experience, do you find yourself asking questions that we've got listed here, right? So am I spending too much time getting my monthly financials prepared? Could this process be more efficient? If I only had more data and more metrics readily available to me, I would be that much more responsive and efficient in my close. And then lastly, it really shouldn't be this cumbersome. If you are asking yourself those questions, my guess is that there are some signs, some efficiencies in your accounting system. As we see these symptoms pop up, to us, these are indications that it might be time to look at a different solution. The lengthy close process. Most organizations are closing their books in a matter of days, whether that be 5 days, 10 days. We run into a lot of organizations that are taking an entire month to close their books, and it shouldn't be that way. We also see organizations using Excel for supporting documentations, account reconciliations, some subledgers, right, that capturing data in Excel, making calculations, turning around and booking manual journal entries in the accounting system. We see that as again a sign of inefficiency. Just the overall untimely receipt of transaction data supporting the monthly close is another sign that perhaps your accounting system is failing you. This lack of integration, I'm going to go into this in a little bit more detail in the second topic here, but this lack of integration with subledgers. Maybe you have a specialty billing system. Maybe you're using a third-party payables solution. Most folks are outsourcing payroll, but that lack of integration of capturing the data in those subledgers, pulling them into your general ledger, is an indication that there's some inefficiencies there. And then lastly, again, touching on the use of Excel. Are you using Excel for reporting your monthly financial results? Do you have dashboards and KPI metrics that you're reporting on using Excel and not using your core system? And then lastly, kind of using email to distribute reports. Those are all indications to us anyway that your accounting system is not necessarily doing you any favors as it relates to providing your teams with timely, accurate, and more relevant information. Second major topic here is talking about integration issues and this idea of multiple sources of the truth and driving towards a single source of the truth. If you find yourself experiencing this idea of not having confidence in even simple metrics like receivable balances, AR, AP balances, revenue, cost of goods sold, margins, et cetera, right? Just this general lack of trust in the data, looking in one system, finding one set of data, and another system finding yet another set. Usually it's not as black and white as that. Usually there's some intricacies there in terms of that lack of tying things out. But ultimately, it does lead to a lack of trust in what is the absolute source of the truth. It also is cumbersome, right? Going back, tying things back and back and forth, tying out reconciliations, and then this constant scramble of tying it all together. And even when you think you're done, there's a little bit of lack of trust that are you really done, or are you just satisfied that it's close enough? That's that tying up that idea of this multiple sources of the truth. Second subtopic here is this lack of automation, right? With manual data entry, taking data from one system, manually entering it into another, introducing all sorts of opportunity for errors and transpositions and et cetera. And even the idea of manual integrations, pulling flat files from one system, uploading it into the next, might seem efficient. At least you're avoiding the manual part, the manual data entry part of that. But even that instance can be time consuming, is dependent upon a person. So if you have daily integrations, somebody has to be in front of their computer every day in order to make that happen. And also on the automation side of things is this idea of paperwork. If we learned anything over the last 18 months of the pandemic and work from home, right? The idea of having paperwork, we've pretty much proven that it can be cumbersome and can be troublesome. Mail coming into the office, people needed access to it. Paperwork approvals when we were in the office, that all made sense. Now that we're dispersed in our home offices, that can become a challenge. And then just this overall concept of work from home. I don't know about you guys, we're still at Resultant still working through exactly what our hybrid looks like. And I know a lot of organizations are working through that as well. Having the right tools available to you in order to accommodate work from home is a big topic. So all of this begs the question: what can you do about it? So I want to touch a little bit more on digital transformation and how we at Resultant think about digital transformation. It's a term that lots of people are using. And we think our approach is maybe slightly different than others, this idea of people first data transformation. So I said this earlier, we're a technology company, but for us, it's not all about technology. And that might seem a little bit strange to some people coming from technologists, but to us, the important part, the really difficult part maybe on a digital transformation is the transformation side of that. The data and technology, for sure, we've got lots of experts in-house that can help our clients think through that, that side of a digital transformation. But really, it's the people in the process that, as I said, are the difficult part, and the part that clients often struggle with, right? So thinking about this transformation of, again, not only just introducing technology, but making sure that the organization is properly trained and aligned in order to take advantage of all of the features and functionality of that technology. Specifically around accounting systems, we think that accounting systems can turn into, number one, a platform for this transformation that I just talked about, and then secondly, can become a strategic advantage. On the platform side of things, really addresses this single source of the truth, right? As your systems are integrated more closely together, that can lead to this idea of truly having a single source of the truth. It also provides an opportunity to be aligned in resources, so that people are working off the same set of data. Processes are streamlined, even though that might be across solutions. The processes themselves are streamlined amongst the organization. And then secondly, on the strategic advantage side of things, right? So introducing automation and removing manual data entry, manual processes, a much better and quicker access to data, and ultimately leading to better decision making. At the bottom there, just a quick note on that, this idea of this platform for transformation, this stairway that we like to talk about, starts on the left-hand side with establish, introduce the new technology, get it in place, and then build up the stairway on that platform. So I won't get into too many details there, but the idea is get the technology into the organization, get the people trained and aligned in order to how to use it, and then start introducing advanced functionality on top of that. So I talked about our emphasis on people. We see this so often where our clients introduce technology into the organization thinking technology in and of itself is going to solve lots of problems. And there's nothing magic about our graphic here, but the technology is maybe not even half of the real challenge there. So we see all this untapped potential, unrealized value for when organizations do that. They introduce technology and just hope the technology takes over. So we have resources inside us focused on change management, focused on the idea of getting people aligned, getting people trained in order to use the technology to its full advantage. Quick little comment here from our friends at Salesforce. So every company needs to become digital first, regardless of your industry. And again, just to build on that, our take on that, or our twist on that, maybe slightly is not necessarily an emphasis on the digital side of things, so the technology, but really embracing the idea of the people and the process surrounding that technology. And then lastly, we do take a holistic approach to these transformation projects, right? We may be focused on a particular narrow or a particular department within the organization, but again, this idea of a stairway, right? Get into the organization, make a change, and then build upon it. So back to your accounting systems, we see there are opportunities to improve your accounting system. In fact, there's lots of opportunities out there, lots of solutions for sure. But how do you take that technology and turn it into an asset, something that is valuable to the organization and not just seen as an expense? So I've touched on this a little bit, but this idea of a platform, right? Modern accounting systems are built to be configured and not customized, right? They're also built to be flexible, so that the technology can be introduced with some core functionality and then being able to be configured to accommodate for any of the intricacies, uniqueness about your organization. So built on this flexible platform is very, very important. We're seeing a big trend in advanced analytics being built into the applications and this idea of self-service. So I know lots of you have staffs full of accountants, and accountants by nature are very analytical. So a lot of accounting staffs have the capabilities in their own staffs, and having that the analytics available in the application we see as a big value. And this idea of being able to go in and do ad hoc analysis, yet being able to publish that analysis out to the larger organization is again a key function that we're seeing in advanced analytics. Data integration, I touched on this, but modern accounting systems typically are going to have a very strong, mature API, which is the technology that moves data back and forth amongst application. Term I use a lot is playing nicely with others. And the capability of, if needed, moving data back and forth amongst systems in real time versus batch, whether that be traditionally daily or weekly or even monthly. Ease of access is a big hot button for sure. We like to emphasize solutions that are true cloud and not necessarily in a hosted type of an environment. Because these applications are true cloud, they're built, security is built inherently in them. Security, another hot topic for sure, especially as over the last 18 months, we've moved into this work from home environment where our networks have been distributed literally into the home. With true cloud solutions, that security is there and it's an underlying feature of the application. And then of course, access, right? Internet in a browser, and you can have access to the system. Workflows and automation are another trend that we're seeing in newer solutions, being able to streamline processes, as I talked about earlier, not only within an application, but amongst applications. So cross-department processes can be streamlined. I mentioned earlier this idea of addressing the paperless environments. Those workflows and automations where we were passing a piece of paper around to be approved can all be built in workflows within these newer solutions. And then lastly, this idea on focusing on exceptions. So very much a trend in the industry where accounting solutions are built on best practices. As you think about core accounts receivable process, core AP processes, journal entry creation and approval, all for the most part pretty standard across industries. Your industry, your company might have its exceptions, but those exceptions are typically relatively minimal. And the idea of building in best practices into the accounting system, and then using a small amount of effort to tweak and twist and customize to your needs is again a big trend that we're seeing in modern accounting systems. So a quick note here on what solutions are available. I mentioned earlier there are lots of players in this space. Very competitive market. We happen to partner with one of the more robust offerings that's out there, and that's NetSuite. So just a quick note on NetSuite. It's built on the Suite cloud, so it's definitely meant to be Suite. You can see on the graphic on the right there, it encompasses traditional ERP functionality and financials. Suite People is an HR focused suite of theirs, CRM functionality, e-commerce functionality, professional services automation, supply chain management, and then BFN, which is built for NetSuite, can be industry-specific solutions that are out there. On the left-hand side, just quickly, NetSuite plays in a lot of different industries: software services, manufacturing, wholesale distribution, etc. I talked about built for NetSuite. Lots of industry micro verticals that exist out there, all built within the NetSuite application. And then in the middle column there, lots of great functionality out of the box. Key performance indicators, dashboards, roles, workflows, strong API. Suite apps are apps that are that integrate in and built to integrate in with NetSuite. Suite Success is NetSuite's version of this idea of, as I talked about earlier, right? This idea of pre-configured, built on industry best practices, built on the thousands of hours of integrations that NetSuite's done over the years. This pre-configuration really leads to very, very quick go live times in their projects. Quick slide on NetSuite. I talked about the number of players in this space. NetSuite's for sure one of the top players in it. They were the first cloud first company. They're now a part of NetSuite's now a part of Oracle, which brings lots of strength, all the strength of Oracle. 26,000 customers. They've added over 4,000 customers in the last 12 months, and have been experiencing record growth over the past several years. And then lastly, some of the key advantages that we see NetSuite bringing to the market. I talked about Suite Success. They're really driving their partners like us to get our clients to go live in less than 100 days, which is really, really quick, but really, really advantageous in that you can get onto a modern platform in roughly 3 months. Really, really powerful to, as I talked about earlier, introducing that new technology, getting onto the platform, and then building from there. Because of Suite Success and these pre-configured industry solutions, implementation costs are significantly lower. 18% is what NetSuite says their experience is. And then just this overall satisfaction with NetSuite. 90% of their customers are referenceable on day one, which means that, to us anyway, means, and has also been our experience, our clients are very satisfied on day one on go live. So enough about NetSuite. Lastly here, a little bit of a call to action to all of you. We see this a lot, this analysis paralysis. Folks hear all these great things about new solutions that are out there. They know they're experiencing frustration with the solutions that they're using today, but where do I begin? How do I take all of the information that's out there and turn it into action? So a few thoughts to share with you, right? Start small is definitely one of my mantras. Don't try to boil the ocean. Start small. So my first action item here, take one report that you're using into Excel and see if there's an opportunity to build it into your existing ERP. It may not be perfect. It may not be letter for letter to what you have today in Excel. But trying to take advantages of all of the reasons for having that report in your ERP, all sourcing the same data, try and sending the report itself out in your accounting solution to the organization. Again, just one small step there. And again, start with one report and see if you can create it in your accounting solution. Second idea is talk to your current ERP or accounting solution provider about advanced functionality. Maybe you're on an older version, maybe you're on a current version, you just don't realize that there's functionality out there that you're missing out on. So reach out to your provider. We see this a lot. Newer clients to us have, it's been months and years since they've talked to their solution providers, and we see that as a really missed opportunity. So reach out to your solution providers and challenge them, ask them if there are some things that you should be implementing with your current solution. And then lastly, kind of building off this idea of starting small, find one manual journal entry that you're using, that you're booking today, and try and automate it. Try and see if there's a way to automatically upload it into your accounting solution. See if there's a way you can build a report in your accounting solution to be able to provide you that data and book that data, or book the journal entry right then and there. Look at memorized transactions as one. Memorize a journal entry that you're going to book every month. So nothing overly revolutionary there. I get it. But with this idea of starting small, starting somewhere, hopefully this starts to put you on a journey towards a much more streamlined monthly close process, much more streamlined reporting process of your monthly financials, and ultimately get you onto a path of success. Thanks again for your time here. My contact information is on the screen here. Please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you again for taking time out of your busy schedule to hear some of our thoughts on how we think about accounting solutions and how we can turn them into being a strategic asset for the organization, and how we can help our clients turn those solutions into a platform for future success. Have a great day. Bye.